Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far, and welcome to today's video, which is going to be my 2024 makeup predictions. Ooh, spooky. It's not going to be spooky, okay? Managing expectations. I do this every year. I like to tell you guys what I think we will be seeing from some of my favorite brands in the year of 2024, and let me tell you, historically, I'm incredibly, unbelievably talented at this, okay? So if you want to know what will 100% be coming this year, then keep watching. So as I said, I do this every year and I'm pretty darn good at it, if I do say so myself. I don't include anything that I know is coming, anything that I've heard or seen sneak peeks of, or that I somehow, for some reason or another, know we're going to see. So I'm only including things that I have not heard whatsoever or seen anything about, but I just have a feeling in my cockles that we're going to be seeing them this year. So let's start off with having a look at what I predicted last year and how well I did, because as usual, I did very well, if I do say so myself. So for the last 2 years, 2022 and 2023, I predicted that we would be getting Lisa Eldridge primers and concealers. And I'm giving myself 50% for that, because we do have the skin enhancing mist now and her cleanser, and both of those, you know, Lisa does tell us a super good prep for makeup, so I'm going to give myself half a point for that. We haven't seen the concealers for like the second year I've said that we're getting Lisa Eldridge concealers, but we do know they are coming, and they are coming very, very soon. So I'm going to give myself a quarter of that. I'm going to give myself 3/4 of that prediction, okay? I'm just a little ahead of my time, you know, I'm too good. Next up, a definite fail, but I said that we would be getting a Victoria Beckham foundation in 2023. I'm still surprised we didn't, but we didn't, so I'll take that one on the chin. A Haus Labs concealer, smuggity smug, a tick, a full tick, there's no question, we got one. I said we would and we did, okay? Talented. Next up, I declared that we would be getting a reformulated or a better concealer from Natasha Denona and a foundation from Natasha Denona. So again, it's half a point. We did get a far, even not in the same realm, far better concealer than previous from the brand. What I said in that video from last year was that, you know, Natasha Denona has excellent products in her, obviously in her eyeshadows, in her eyeliners, in her lipsticks, in her lip liners, in her cheek products, but she's really not strong when it comes to base products. So I really expected to see her reformulate or bring out new foundations and concealers last year, and we did get a new concealer. We did not get a new foundation, so it's 50-50. I'm giving myself half a point for that one. Pat McGrath bronzers. Huzzah! That's a win, a tick, an absolute correct. Yes, I was. I think that was another one that I said for a couple of years, but we absolutely did get them this year. So another point for me. I also did say that we would get a Pat McGrath pressed powder, not the under eye setting, but a larger sized full face setting powder. We've got her loose powder. It's not particularly popular. Her under eye small pressed powder is very popular, and you know how much I love it. So I did expect to see a larger full-sized pressed powder from Pat McGrath, which we didn't get, so I'll take that one on the chin. Also, that was a fail. I hold my hands up. I would like to see one though, for sure. Next up, an absolute belter of a win for me. This was Charlotte Tilbury releasing a permanent line of highlighters, and we absolutely got that. That was absolutely a tick. I was absolutely correct. What are you doing? You know, I said in my 2023 predictions video that we have a lot of limited edition powder highlighters from Charlotte Tilbury, and they're excellent, some of her most popular products, and I expected and wanted to see a permanent highlighter, permanent line of powder highlighters, and boy did we get one. They were a little more metallic than I was expecting. I was expecting them to be much more subtle luminosity, and they were definitely more impactful, more metallic than I expected to see, but we definitely got a permanent range of powder highlighters from Charlotte Tilbury. Tick, tick, tick. I also did think that we would see more blush shades, and we did get a new blush wand, and we also did get new blush palettes and some re-promoted blush palettes. So I think I'm going to give myself that point, but it wasn't maybe quite what I expected. I think I expected extension to her powder single blush permanent line, but I'm still going to give myself that because we saw new blush shades, okay? So it counts, all right? I'm the judge. I'm the only judge. Stop judging. I'm the judge. I won. I was right, okay? The next prediction I made was Gucci highlighter, which again, we did get. I'm giving myself the point. I'm giving myself a tick, but it was a liquid highlighter, which I probably expected that to be a powder highlighter, and I'd still like to see that from the brand. I really like their cheek products. Their bronzers and blushes are excellent. I want powder highlights from Gucci. We got a liquid highlighter. Probably wasn't quite what I expected, but again, I said Gucci highlighters and we got a Gucci highlighter, so shush, I was right. And lastly, an absolute tick, an absolute yes, she was right. She couldn't have been righter. Hermes bronzers, we got them. We got them. They're delightful. We love them. Do you see the degree of success / accuracy that I have here to offer? So if you want to see what's coming, listen up. In 2024, here's what I think we're going to be getting. First up, Pat McGrath lip extensions. I don't mean like some kind of tool that extends our lips, just to be clear. What I mean by that is I'm really expecting some kind of overhaul of Pat McGrath's lip products. Her Luxe Trance formula has been gone, sold out for a long time, and that's such an exceptional formula. I can't believe she's just discontinued it and she isn't going to bring it back or reformulate it. I feel like surely we're getting Luxe Trance lipsticks back in 2024, and I also expect to see maybe a load of new shades of her matte formula. Again, she released like one as part of collections sometimes, usually limited edition, some usually a re-promoted shade. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see new matte shades, her matte trance formula lipsticks in 2024. That's kind of, I'm not very confident about that one if I'm just being honest, but I'd like to see it. Next, I sense in the depths of my soul that we are getting some kind of base overhaul or additions from Tom Ford. Dodgy stuff has been going on. I've clocked it, you guys have clocked it. The primer, the Tom Ford Soft Matte Primer, has been out of stock everywhere multiple times for a long time, and then it's kind of come back, but it's gone again very quickly, which tells me small little batches are being made maybe. And also the stick foundation has been very hard to find recently, discontinued, very reduced, lots of places, hard to get hold of. The Shade Illuminate foundation, less so, but all around, I think we're either getting a reformulation of everything, which I pray to the heavens we don't, because all of those products are amazing, holy grails for people. I have heard people saying they've asked Tom Ford sales associates, and they are saying that we're getting like repackaging, new packaging, but not reformulations. But I just don't, until I see it, I don't know what to believe, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't just get a new foundation, because it's been a long time since we had a new foundation from Tom Ford. I think the Soft Matte was the most recent, was it? And same thing with the primer. We have the illuminating and then we have the soft matte. I wouldn't be surprised if we either got a complete overhaul, replace some discontinuations or reformulations, or just brand new foundations. So I'm going to commit to one thing I think we're going to see from Tom Ford this year, and that is a new foundation. I think one's coming. Something is going on over there. I don't know what it is. It's making me nervous. Don't you touch my Shade and Illuminate or my primer. I'm warning you. But something is afoot. I'm calling it now. Next up, this is very much a wishful thinking from me, I won't lie to you, but I'd like to see a Charlotte Tilbury larger eyeshadow palette coming quite soon. We did have the was it a £9? I think a £9 at holiday, but we want the bigger palettes back, please, Charlotte Tilbury. We love those. No more quads. We've got so many quads from Charlotte Tilbury. They're coming out of our ears. They're willy-nilly about the place. We need another large. We don't mind if you change the packaging, that's fine, but give us 12, 15 pan eyeshadow palette, we beg you. Something a bit different, maybe not as warm and peachy as we've had a lot of lately. We'd love to see it give us another larger eyeshadow palette. I feel one coming. I know she's up to something. I feel it coming. I'm excited to see it. Next up, something I think we're going to see from Natasha Denona this year is one of her midi palettes, her Xenon sized palettes, in a very pink colour story. I feel like we've had a lot of purple, mauve, we've had very, very cool palette, we've had a rainbow palette, we've had her softer glam type of palettes. I think we're the next kind of thing that, oh, we've had lots of greens as well. I think we're going to see, I would say blues, but I feel like her Xenon palette kind of, a lot of it leans quite blue. So I feel like we are due a very pink, larger palette from Natasha Denona. That's what I'm expecting to see in her midi size. In 2024, maybe it would be for Valentine's Day. She does like to stick to her very pink themes for Valentine's launches, so maybe we'll see it then. I don't know, but I think a new updated, more pink than purple version of like the Love palette, I think might be coming soon. I hope so. Richer, deeper pinks is what I'm envisioning, you know, not mauvey purple ones. I also think from Natasha, we will see, you know, her glam face and eye palettes, and then she came out with the horrifying pink one last year. I think we'll see a return to something more like the original glam with the light and the deep version. I think we'll see something more similar to those, because I think she will realise that the pink one was just not as popular as the glams, and I think she's going to revisit that type of product, a limited edition, maybe 2 shades, a light and a deep, in a more neutral colour story. Let's hope so. Next up, something else I expect to see from Pat McGrath this year is a new foundation. I know she has a foundation, but almost all brands have more than one. I mean, Nars has got about 15, MAC's got many, Laura Mercier has several, Charlotte Tilbury has 3 or even 4, I think. Most brands have at least 2 main staple foundations. We typically get, you know, a more matte full coverage foundation and a lighter, more natural finish foundation. Most brands give us at least those 2 options, if not more. So, you know, Pat, it's been a good long time since she brought out her first foundation, and it's been quite a long time since she brought out her entire base range. The primer, foundation, concealer and powders have been out for years now without any kind of new additions. So I would not be surprised if we saw a second foundation from Pat, and maybe a finishing spray or a setting spray as well from Pat McGrath this year. I would be really excited to see that, because she has amazing shade ranges and undertones. So I would welcome any foundation additions from the brand. And it's time, let's be honest. Lisa Eldridge. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot I can say about Lisa Eldridge, because I do know a lot of releases that we will see from her this year. So I don't want to say anything that I know we're going to see, or that I've already seen, or that I've heard is coming, or that Lisa has hinted is coming. The only thing that I haven't seen Lisa say anything about, but I sense coming imminently, is bronzers. You know, that's the big gap in the brand for me. That's the big product, other than concealer, that we haven't seen yet, and mascara as well. But I think all of these things are coming out. We know Lisa's been involved in lots of mascara formulation alongside Lancome, so I know that she knows how to make a mascara. We know that concealer is coming, so I really feel like bronzers are coming soon. I don't know if they'll come out this year. I think this is going to be a huge brand for I think this is going to be a huge busy year for Lisa Eldridge. I would expect this to be like the brand's biggest year so far, as far as number of releases. I think we're going to see lots, which is incredibly exciting, because it's one of, if not my favourite brands when it comes to makeup. Absolutely love everything from the brand. And she's done blush, she's done highlight, she's done foundation. So I really think bronzers are coming. I might expect them to be cream, or, you know, maybe a cream contour, because her blush and her highlighters have been creams. So I would expect her to follow suit with the bronzers, most likely. She knows her creams. She obviously favours them when it comes to cheek products. Maybe we'll see cream bronzers from Lisa Eldridge this year. I would love it if she could give us those, yes please. Something else I think we will see from Natasha Denona this year, or I would love to see from Natasha Denona, is bronzers as well, because we know she can do a great bronzer. The bronzer in the tan cheek palette that was, you know, bronzer, and then the highlighter quad palette that she made previously, the bronzer in there is a banger. It's an absolute belter. I loved it. I hit pan on that bronzer. I hit pan on it. It's a very, very nice bronzer. So there's absolutely no reason why that brand shouldn't very easily be able to come out with like a range of bronzers, because we know they've already formulated at least one. So I would love to see it. We've got highlighters from Natasha Denona. She's always putting blushes in her you know, her glam like face palette, those long, you know what I'm talking about. We've had cream blushes from the brand. Bronzers, we want single bronzers please, Natasha, not just in a palette 5 years ago. We want the standalone. She did have contours as well, I've just remembered. She had contour powders. Have they been discontinued? I haven't. They were reformulated, and then I don't know what happened to those. But again, they were really nice powder contours. So bronzers, it's a very easy, natural step, I feel like, for the brand, and I want to see it in 2024. I also think we might get cream bronzers or contour from Pat McGrath, because when you think about it, that really is how she kind of goes. I feel like Pat typically releases cream and powder of everything. So she's got cream highlighter sticks, shall we call them wands? She's got those, and then she released powder highlighters. She released cream blush sticks last year. I keep wanting to say this year. Last year she released cream blush sticks, and we've got her powder blushes. The only category for the cheeks left that doesn't have cream and powder is the bronzers. Obviously last year she brought out her powder bronzers, so it seems to follow the pattern that she would then come out with a cream, and I can totally see Pat McGrath cream contours would be phenomenal. I feel like Pat does quite a sculpted bronze a lot of the time. You quite often see that on her models, and I would love to see a cream contour or cream bronzer. I think those would come out. It would make sense to me if she did them in her stick form, like she has her double-ended highlighters or her cream blush sticks, that sort of stick chunky cream contour. That's what I can see coming from Pat McGrath in 2024. I really hope so. We don't get a lot of sneak peeks from Pat McGrath. Typically she doesn't have leaks, and if she does, they're very quiet and very close to launch. I haven't heard or seen anything about them, but I highly suspect that's coming soon. I'm sure of it. Another brand I can see bringing out bronzer or contour sticks or wands this year is Hourglass. Hourglass, again, they have their powder products. They've got powder highlight, powder bronzer, powder blush, and they also have their vanish sticks. They've got the foundation, they've got the highlighter sticks. I feel like sticks is the wrong word, but they are called sticks, aren't they? I'm sure of it. But they have the highlighters, and then they brought out the blush. They brought out blush. I feel like I'm going mad. Did I imagine that? So yes, they do call them sticks. I'm not going mad. That just sounds like something you throw for your dog, but okay. They have the foundation sticks, the blush sticks, and the highlighting sticks. A whole collection of sticks. My dog would be delighted. I won't be throwing them for him. But we are missing contour and bronzer sticks. And again, so we have cream, we have a cream foundation, we have a cream blush, we have cream highlighters, but we don't have any cream bronzers. So I sense that. I would love that. Those vanish sticks, I really like the highlighters. I haven't tried the blushes, but I can see, you know, that exact same little triangle tip for a contour wand or a bronzer. I think those are coming. I'm really excited. I feel like it's a very obvious gap in the brand's offering. When you look at everything else they have, everything else comes in powder and cream apart from bronzers. So come on, Hourglass, let us have it. And now this last prediction is very much wishful thinking. I'll admit it. I'll hold my hands up and I'll tell you, I don't know how confident I am on this, but let me tell you, this would be the biggest launch of the year if this happened. This would be so exciting and so popular, people would lose their minds. I'm almost losing my mind now just thinking about it. I'm foaming at the mouth. So Charlotte Tilbury, if you have not thought of this idea yet, you are welcome, because I will promise you, as a Charlotte Tilbury stan, aficionado, a huge fan of the brand, and a lot of my subscribers adore Charlotte Tilbury, and a huge number of you found me through my Charlotte Tilbury reviews because you also stan and love Charlotte Tilbury as well. And I know, I speak for us all, I'm sure of it, most of us at least, that we would lose our marbles if Charlotte Tilbury brought out a cheek palette. So we're thinking, you know, the Lovegasm, the Nudegasm cheek palettes, but all creams. Imagine it, okay? We're talking a bronzer, a couple of blushes and a highlighter in the palette for pan, all creams. I want to see it. I feel it in my bones. I think Charlotte Tilbury will come out with more sort of blush offerings this year. I don't know what form that will take, whether it would be single cream blushes. You know, we've got the Beauty Light ones and there are some blush shades in that, and we've got the matte Beauty Blush ones now. I wouldn't be surprised if we had, you know, more compact cream blushes. I know we have, again, those sort of duo purpose lip and cheek products, but I'm talking real beautiful, creamy, solid blushes in a range for like of permanent shades, a whole offering of shades. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see those this year, but if Charlotte Tilbury was to bring out a all cream cheek palette, bronzer, multiple blushes and highlighter, something to rival like the Hourglass holiday palettes but in cream format, that would be an absolute belter, wouldn't it? I have no confidence that that will be happening. This is very much a dream and a wish that I've had since breakfast. But I imagine it would literally fly straight off the shelves and into our homes. I can see it now. I see the vision. What do you guys think? So there you have it. Those are all of my predictions of makeup products that I feel coming in 2024. Please let me know what you think of these predictions. Would you buy them? Are you excited by them? Do you think we'll get them? Do you think I'm living in cloud cuckoo land and none of this is going to come true? Please don't say that. Please don't say that that's the case, because I need all of these products. This is very much wishful thinking, this list this year. None of this is really solid. It's just all what I would love to see this year. What would you love to see? What would you be most excited to see launch out of my little list of dreams in 2024? Please let me know in the comment section down below. But I hope you enjoyed this video and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.